If you are a follower of Christ, these 5 sacred and mysterious places are something you absolutely must know. They are not just pilgrimage sites. They are holy intersections between heaven and earth, where faith comes alive through blood, tears, and miracles. Now follow me as we begin the journey to uncover each one. The stone that held the Savior, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Jerusalem. Close your eyes and imagine the final footsteps of Christ. Through narrow alleyways where ancient stones still bear the silent echo of suffering, you arrive at a place that is not just sacred. It is the heart of salvation itself, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. This is where heaven and earth collided, where the Son of God was crucified, laid in a tomb, and from where he rose again. Here, under one dome, lie both Golgotha, the hill of the cross, and the empty tomb, where the greatest victory in history shattered death forever. Pilgrims from every nation weep here. Some fall to their knees, others can only whisper. The air is thick, not with incense alone, but with the prayers of centuries. Every corner of this church feels like it remembers. And maybe it does. For this is not just a building. It is a testimony carved in stone, a place where blood once ran down wood, and where today hope rises with every step of the faithful. Where the Word became flesh, the Basilica of the Annunciation, Nazareth. It began not with thunder, but with a whisper, a girl, a room, a message from heaven that would change all of history. In the humble town of Nazareth stands the Basilica of the Annunciation, the sacred site where the Archangel Gabriel spoke to Mary and the Word became flesh. Here, beneath layers of stone and time, lies the very cave where Mary once lived. And it was here, in the quiet of her daily life, that she gave the most courageous yes in human history. Pilgrims often say the silence in this place speaks louder than words. You feel it in your soul, that moment of divine interruption, when eternity entered time through the heart of a young woman. This is where God waited for consent, and because of her "let it be," salvation was set into motion. You do not leave Nazareth the same. You leave carrying the echo of her courage. The heart of the church, St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City. In the center of Catholicism, beneath a sky pierced by the mighty dome of Michelangelo, stands the most magnificent church ever built by human hands, St. Peter's Basilica. But its grandeur is not in gold or marble, it is in the dust below, because under this sacred ground lies the tomb of St. Peter, the first pope, the rock upon which Christ built his church. A simple fisherman who became the shepherd of souls, and who, even in death, guards the keys of heaven. To walk here is to step into a river of unbroken faith. You see altars where saints prayed. You pass through columns worn by the hands of centuries. And then, in the crypt below, you come face to face with the bones of the one who first said, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." This is not a tourist site. It is the throne of memory, the heartbeat of the church, and the place where every pope bows before Peter. The road of suffering, Via Dolorosa, Jerusalem. The stones here are uneven, ancient, worn. They have tasted tears. This is Via Dolorosa, the way of the cross. The road Jesus walked, bruised and bleeding, carrying the weight of the world upon his shoulders. Every step is a wound, every station a cry. Here, faith becomes flesh. The path winds through the old city of Jerusalem, with 14 stations marking the final journey of Christ to Calvary. Some walk barefoot, Some carry crosses, others simply touch the stones, as if reaching back in time to wipe the blood from his brow. But make no mistake, this is not a reenactment. It is a participation. You walk this road not just to remember, but to unite your pain with his, to understand that love is not always triumphant. It is often crucified first, and still it saves. The waters that heal, sanctuary of Our Lady of Lourdes, France. Among the quiet hills of southern France, there is a spring that has no earthly explanation. Its waters are not blessed by priests, but by the hands of heaven. Welcome to Lourdes, where the Virgin Mary appeared to a poor girl named Bernadette in 1858, and where since then millions have come seeking what no hospital can give: a miracle. The grotto still stands, the candles still burn, and the spring still flows, clear, cold, and carrying stories of healing both physical and spiritual. What makes Lourdes holy is not just what happened there, but what keeps happening. You see it in the wheelchairs left behind. You hear it in the silence of those who come in desperation and leave in peace. You feel it in your bones that Mary is here, still listening, still interceding, still calling us to trust in the impossible. At Lourdes, you do not ask for proof. You simply bring your wounds and let love do the rest. Conclusion. Fan kit video. We have walked through sacred stone and whispered silence. We have stood where saints once wept, where martyrs bled, and where the veil between heaven and earth grew thin enough to touch. But these 5 places are not just relics of the past. They are living invitations, calling us to deeper faith, to courageous trust, and to a love that transcends time. You don't need a passport to encounter God. You only need a heart willing to journey, because in every step, every prayer, every tear, he is still there, waiting, calling, healing. So whether you one day stand upon these holy grounds or carry them quietly in your soul, never forget, the sacred is never far, only unseen. Thank you for walking with me, and may your path always lead you closer to the divine.